Mic check one.
Oh, is it there?
Mic check two.
So you keep things on your phone too?
I do, but it syncs.
And it is,
So sometimes I
that, so that's what I had. I had about 3 days.
Mic check two.
That's why for about 3 days my phone was still running too, but on my
I
laptop
even took
it's
this
working.
last time and it was a little bit.
And it is,
So sometimes I
so that's what I had. I had about 3 days.
Mic check two.
That's exactly what I did. I was a screenshot of my phone and a screenshot of my computer, because they never believe you when you're not a computer person.
I know I sound like, sure, I've just been reading this.
Uh-huh.
I am not. Yeah. So if you have a meeting with me and I don't show up, it's not my fault.
It's a nice, really, nothing's on my calendar.
I looked at it just about to touch down and landed, and my dad was kind of ghost white, and I thought it was great. I was like, this is like a roller coaster.
It makes you wonder, is it happening,
Any better.
it's in the news a lot, right? Is it happening more, or is it just getting more attention, you know?
Oh, I think it's happening more, because that kind of stuff always gets,
Yeah,
it's scary, right?
yeah, news a lot lately.
Nobody on the yard, you know, with both kids. Yeah, it's- it was, yeah. You know, and at the last minute, they got more people ready to let me get some water.
Hello, Commissioner Kolkmeyer, can you hear me? From the hearing room?
Yes, I can.
Great.
Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, sir.
All right, good afternoon. Commissioner Kolkmeyer, can you hear us?
I can. Good afternoon, Madam Chair.
Welcome. And Commissioner Kolkmeyer is online, and all of the other commissioners are here present in the hearing room. And it is 12 noon, so we'll begin the agenda meeting for today, Thursday, February 27th. I would ask those who are participating on the call to please mute your phone unless you need to speak. Today we have 5 new orders and 1 case discussion, but first we need to approve the minutes from the February 20th, 2025 agenda. Commissioners, are there any changes or modifications to those minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving those minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, those minutes are approved. The first tariff in order today is in file number EA-2025-0087. In the matter of the application of Ameren Transmission Company of Illinois for a CCN under Section 393-171 relating to transmission investments in north central Missouri. On January 16th, OPC filed a motion requesting that certain information ATXI designated as confidential be made public. OPC's motion argues that ATXI has not met the Commission rule requirements because, 1, it has not given explanations justifying confidentiality. 2, it has not limited redactions of confidential information to only specific information that qualifies as confidential. And 3, it has erroneously designated affected tract owner information as confidential customer-specific information. Both Missouri Electric Commission and ATXI responded to OPC's motion and provided additional support for why the confidential designation is warranted. As noted in those responses, much of this information regards contract negotiations, trade secrets, protected critical infrastructure information, or personally identifiable information of impacted landowners. After reviewing all of the filings, the Commission agrees that much of this information should remain confidential, including all of the personally identifiable information of impacted landowners. However, ATXI needs to abide by the Commission's rules regarding designation of confidential information and include either a cover sheet or other document that describes how the information qualifies as confidential. Thus, the order before us directs ATXI to file amended schedules that contain the required cover sheets by rule, and further directs ATXI to keep confidential, personally identifiable landowner information and make public only non-identifiable information such as county and state tract information. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 2. Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman.
I'm in support of the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
I support the order.
Commissioner Mitchell.
I support the order as well.
Thank you. All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Second tariff in order today is in file number WO-2025-0182. In the matter of the application of Missouri American Water for the approval of an agreement with the City of St. Peters, Missouri to sell and deliver water for resale and related tariff sheets. On December 11th of last year, Missouri American applied for authority to sell and deliver water to the City of St. Peters. The application states that St. Peters requested to purchase water from Missouri American at wholesale to resell to its customers. Filed with the application is the proposed agreement between Missouri American and St. Peters, the ordinance passed by St. Peters approving the proposed agreement, and a proposed tariff sheet to implement the agreement. Missouri American also requested a waiver of the Commission's 60-day notice requirement. The application states that the company has water supply available in its St. Charles district to provide to St. Peters. The water source for the St. Charles district comes from the Missouri American Central Plant in Chesterfield, St. Louis County. Staff filed its recommendation that the Commission approve the proposed agreement between Missouri American and St. Peters, as well as the accompanying proposed tariff sheets to implement the agreement, finding that there was no detriment to the public interest. Staff evaluated the volume of water requested by St. Peters and the ability of Missouri American to meet that need. Staff conducted concluded that Missouri American can adequately and safely supply water to St. Peters while serving its existing customers without exceeding the capacity of the central plant. Staff also evaluated the price Missouri American will charge St. Peters and the other terms of the agreement. Staff noted that additional revenues from St. Peters will, in a future proceeding, reduce the amount of monies required to be collected from other customers served by the central plant, helping to offset costs for other customers while not raising customer rates. Thus, the order before us approves the application and grants the request for waiver of the 60-day notice requirement. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 1. Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
I'm in support of the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer,
I support the order.
Commissioner Mitchell.
Thanks, Madam Chair. I do support the order, but I just have a couple of quick questions about it. Do we know, is this a complete change in water source for St. Peters, or will the company be supplementing St. Peters' water supply?
We have Mr. Gately here, or anyone from his group who can help answer the commissioner's question.
I'm sorry, I did not look that up. I have to assume that it is a portion, not 100% replacement.
Yeah, I think just given the volumes, and I couldn't tell from the record either, but I mean, just given the volumes, it looks like it might be a blend of different water supplies.
And that's what I remember vaguely. I remember examining that situation and exactly what they were dealing with, but I did not look it up before I came down today.
Gotcha. And whether that's the case or not, I would strongly encourage St. Peters and Missouri American Water to evaluate the chemical compatibility of two separate water supplies running into the same system, and ascertain what the effects on the distribution system might be, if any, before actually diverting water into the system. But with that, I do support the order.
Thank you, Kurt. It'd be great if we could follow up with Commissioner Mitchell.
I will find out.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell. All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. The third tariff in order today is in file number GE-2023-0393 in the matter of the application of Spire, Missouri for a variance of its tariff rules and regulation for resale of natural gas. Spire initially filed an application requesting a variance from the resale provision of its tariff rules and regulations that prohibits the resale of natural gas to allow it to, 1, continue to provide service in the city of Kansas City at the new Kansas City International Airport Terminal through a single meter, and 2, allow the city to operate as a master meter operator, providing natural gas service at cost to concessionaires within the terminal through sub-meters. On February 14th, Spire, the city, and commission staff filed a stipulation and agreement resolving all issues in this case between them. Under the terms of the stipulation, the city will not be reselling natural gas. Spire will cover the cost to move its single meter to a new location at the terminal. The city will perform work needed to ensure its natural gas lines connect to the new meter location. The city will be responsible and continue to pay for natural gas utilized at the new terminal. And in the event the city considers reselling natural gas to concessionaires in the future, it will notify both Spire and staff. After reviewing the agreement, the commission finds the requested waiver is no longer needed, as the city will no longer be reselling natural gas, and that the terms of the agreement are a reasonable resolution of the issues addressed therein. Therefore, the order before us approves the stipulation and agreement. With that, I recommend we approve the order, version number 1. Commissioner Coleman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman.
I'm in support of the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
I'm in support.
Commissioner Mitchell.
I'm in support of the order.
Thank you. All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Fourth tariff in order today is in file number EC-2025-0165, Brett Felber versus Ameren, Missouri. On November 20th, Mr. Felber filed a complaint with the Commission against Ameren, asserting that he and Ameren entered into a payment agreement that Mr. Felber claims Ameren canceled prior to the required payment date by sending him a disconnection notice directing him to pay the full balance of his account. The Commission issued an order directing a response on February 5th. That order explained that the question before the Commission was a question of law and not a factual dispute. The order directed Mr. Felber to explain what law supported his argument that the disconnection notice he received terminated his obligation to make an initial payment to activate his payment agreement. Mr. Felber filed 2 responses, neither of which cited a law supporting his contention that receiving a disconnection notice terminated his obligation to make his initial payment to activate the payment agreement. Commission rule gives the Commission the authority to resolve a complaint on the pleadings when there is not a factual dispute and then the complainant is given an opportunity to respond. Mr. Felber was given the opportunity to respond, and the Commission is not aware of any law supporting Mr. Felber's contention that receiving a disconnection notice nullified his payment agreement. Therefore, the order before us denies this complaint and dismisses the outstanding motions. With that, I recommend we approve the order version number 1. Commissioner Coleman,
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman,
I'm in support of the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer,
I support the order.
Commissioner Mitchell.
I support the order as well.
All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Fifth and final tariff in order today is in file number 00-2025-0233. In the matter of an investigation into the customer service and billing of Liberty Utilities, including gas, electric, and water utilities. Recently, the Commission has had numerous inquiries, complaints, comments, and testimony about issues with Liberty Utilities billing and customer service. These inquiries have come through the Commission's customer service hotline, comments and testimony submitted at local public hearings for Liberty Utilities rate cases, and constituent inquiries received by Missouri legislators. Because of these persistent concerns, the Commission is opening this investigation and will direct staff to conduct an investigation of all of Liberty Utilities companies operating in the state of Missouri and file a report with any recommended actions to be taken by the Commission. The order before us directs staff to conduct an investigation of Liberty Utilities' electric, gas, and water customer service and billing practices and file a report of its investigation when it has completed the investigation. The order also directs staff to file status reports every 3 months, informing the Commission of the status of its investigation. I know that my fellow commissioners and I expect to see significant improvements at Liberty Utilities. We heard the testimony at local public hearings. We continue to see problems in the call center with reports that we receive. And we know elected representatives are hearing all the same issues from their constituents. There is no excuse for customers to not receive bills, or for customers to have bills that are not timely, or for customers not to be able to reach someone at Liberty Utilities when they have an issue. With that, I recommend we approve the order, version number 1. Commissioner Coleman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate this investigation. As you mentioned, with the local public hearings, certainly we get to hear from a variety of residents who give us a plethora of examples of issues that they are experiencing. And of course, we want to make sure that everything that we can do to assist the customers, and also to make sure the company's doing the job that they're supposed to do, that we are taking the lead on that. So I appreciate this investigation, and I support the order.
Thank you, Commissioner Coleman. Commissioner Holzman.
I support the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer. We can't hear you. You're muted.
Sorry, I couldn't get off mute. Yeah. Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to ditto your comments as well as Commissioner Coleman's remarks. We heard from Liberty's customers loud and clear that the customer service was extremely poor. So I wholeheartedly support this investigation and this order. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Kolkmeyer. Commissioner Mitchell.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with the other comments that have been made here, and just might add that I think, these continuing problems really are not in keeping with the spirit of the agreement that was reached a month or so ago on the water case, where Liberty has agreed to resolve these issues. So I wholeheartedly support the investigation.
Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving this order, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? By a vote of 5-0, that order is approved. Case discussion. Our first and only case discussion today is in file number ER-2024-0261 in the matter of the request of Liberty for authority to file tariffs increasing rates for electric service provided to customers in its Missouri service area. Judge Hatcher, it's my understanding there's been an update in this case, so I will turn it over to you.
Thank you, Chair Hahn. Commissioners, the chair is correct. There has been an update, so you can essentially disregard the memo that I distributed. Yesterday, Liberty voluntarily withdrew its submitted tariff sheets. They resubmitted new tariff sheets, which include the rebasing of the FAC and EECR charges. Liberty also refiled its direct testimony as well as new minimum filing requirements. The existing rate case itself will continue, and that does preserve the work already done by the parties in this case. With the new tariffs, the Commission is authorized under the statute to suspend them for a new 11-month period. And that was the preferred solution expressed by the parties, with one exception, and that will likely extend the rate case by approximately 2 months. Liberty has requested in its filings, they've requested that notice be reissued and that interventions be reallowed to accommodate for the new filings. Liberty further stated that it will work with all parties on possible changes to the existing procedural schedule if any are needed. And I want to let the commissioners know that in the upcoming agenda, I will be submitting a new order to suspend those new tariff sheets. And by delegation and at Liberty's request, I'll be issuing an order restating notice and reopening the intervention period. With regards to the local public hearings, since we already have those dates approved by the parties and the commissioners, it was my intention to go ahead and keep those dates in place, as our office has already started working on making reservations for appropriate venues. But that, of course, is pending any filings by the parties that might change that. That's all I have, Chair Hahn.
Thank you, Judge Hatcher. I am thankful that Liberty did submit new tariffs yesterday, which does allow the case to continue with a new procedural schedule moving forward. Because otherwise I was predisposed, if they did not take that action, we would have had I feel like no other course other than to dismiss the case. But knowing the amount of work that staff has already put into this case with over 400 data requests, I am glad the company took that action yesterday. So thank you for that. But I would like to open it up if any other commissioners have thoughts about how this case is proceeding. So with that, I'll just open it up.
Madam Chair, I'm pleased with the progress and the direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Coleman. Commissioner Holzman? Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
No questions or comments.
Commissioner Mitchell?
Just one quick question. Will, continuing on with the local public hearing schedule, and if my memory is right, there'll be some in March, is that?
May 12th through the 16th.
So will we have time to kind of analyze what the changes in the tariffs might be, and is there time to get that information kind of disseminated to the customers so they have an understanding of what the change might be before the public meetings occur?
Absolutely, and there's 2 points I want to make. My understanding, excuse me, I have not had time to review the tariff sheets in depth yet, but my understanding is that they are simply a combination of the already filed tariff sheets, but they combine the rebasing of the FAC and EECR charges so that it's included in their rate request, their overall rate request. As far as the notice going to customers, that hasn't been sent out yet or written up and agreed to by the parties. So that's still in process, and I would expect that notice to include what the new amounts are and how the FAC and EECR charges are being rebased into the request.
Thank you, that's helpful.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none. Thank you, Judge Hatcher.
Thank you, Chair.
Last item on the agenda today is scheduling. This coming Monday, March 3rd through Wednesday, March 12th, there's an evidentiary hearing in case WR-2024-0320 in the matter of Missouri American Water Company's request for authority to implement a general rate increase for water and sewer service here in room 310 at 9 a.m. with Judge Sire. Wednesday, March 5th, we have agenda at 11 a.m. Wednesday, March 12th, we have agenda at 11 a.m. Monday, March 17th through Friday, March 28th, we have an evidentiary hearing scheduled in case ER-2024-0319 in the matter of Ameren, Missouri's tariffs to adjust its revenues for electric service here in room 310 at 9 a.m. with Judge Clark. We have agenda Wednesday, March 19th at 11 a.m. Also the same on Wednesday, March 26th. Commissioners, are there any changes or modifications to the schedule? Hearing none. One other item before we move on, other business before the commission, I will turn it over to Commissioner Holzman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Want to begin by recognizing former Chair Senator Ryan Silvey, who's joined us today. We started our careers together 19 years ago in the Missouri House, and so it's kind of fitting that he's joined us today. When anyone is blessed to get an opportunity like this, when you get appointed to a position of significance and something that you believe in and want to do, you look at the future. And you know before you begin that once you're confirmed that this has an expiration date, that this was a 6-year term and it was going to come to an end at some point. But in the beginning, you've got your full 6 years in front of you and you're just excited to know what you're going to be doing and have that. And then at halfway, you realize that half of it's already gone. And where did it go? But it's still not close enough to where you start worrying about it yet, because halfway seems like you've got a long time. But sooner rather than later, you round that corner on your 5th year and you're in your final stretch and you start thinking about it in terms of months instead of years. And that's where I found myself in that final stretch. I want to thank Governor Parson for giving me this opportunity. He is a great friend, and when he came to me and asked me if I wanted to do this, I was excited and honored, and I really am grateful to him for giving me this chance. Today will be my last agenda. Monday, March 3rd, will be my last day on the commission. You don't get to pick the timing. Sometimes the timing picks you, and I wasn't really looking to leave this soon. But when an opportunity comes along and it speaks to you, then you have to do it for yourself and for your future and your family. I've always believed in a clean energy future. I've worked for it my entire career in the House and the Senate, and then on this commission when given the opportunity to support that future, I've tried to do so. And I also believe that we need our strongest advocates in our times of greatest need. And I feel like renewable energy and particularly solar and wind, they're having a rough go right now with the new federal administration and sort of the way that the politics of it have gone. So when presented an opportunity to take the position of Director of Government Affairs for the Coalition for Community Solar Access, I said yes. And I'm looking forward to, I'll start working outside the state of Missouri at first. I'll be in Georgia, Indiana, Arizona, and Washington State, advancing legislation to promote community solar in those states. And I'm looking forward to continuing my work in the energy field in that area. But before I go, I want to look back just a little bit on my time here and share just a couple thoughts. When I started, I was confirmed in January of 2020. It was 2 months before what we all didn't know was going to be a global pandemic. And when that happened, what I saw was this organization, and I believe Chairman Sylvie was the chairman at the time. We showed great flexibility and resilience in being able to continue our work and to do the job that we were required to do, even though the circumstances were difficult. And the ability for us to do that virtually stayed with this commission. I've missed one agenda in 5 years, over 250 agenda meetings, and I missed one. And I happened to be in the Montana mountains, and I lost signal, and I wasn't able to get in. And that was the 8th agenda of my career, and I haven't missed one since in over 240 consecutive agendas. And that wouldn't be possible without the flexibility of our ability to communicate virtually. And I hope that that's something that this commission, in spite of all of the anti-remote work and other sentiments, that we maintain our ability to do that, because it certainly has I've been able to participate in all those since then. I also want to talk about the flexibility of the commission and our TOU discussion. When the initial TOU was passed, we didn't understand the full ramifications that the customers and the ratepayers were going to have in response to that. And after further review, we made a determination that it was going to be in the best interest to modify that. And it wasn't a frequent occurrence that happened, but under Chair Hahn's leadership, we made the determination to revisit that subject and make a change there. And I believe that it was the right change on behalf of the ratepayers that we're sent here to represent. And I think that we need to look at that in the future to not be so rigid in our processes that we're not willing to do what's right if we've either made a mistake or a course needs to be corrected. Finally, I just want to thank Chairwoman Hahn, all of my fellow commissioners. These are great people. They're great public servants. This is my 19th year of public service, and I'm going to miss it. It's an awesome responsibility to know that you're doing things on behalf of other people, and I've enjoyed it a great deal. I want to wish Governor Kehoe great success, both legislatively and running our state. I love the state of Missouri, and I love the people that live here, and I'm going to miss all of you. So thank you for allowing me to do this. That's it.
Thank you, Commissioner Holzman. You've been a great teammate, and in the future, we are going to have a reception where we can all offer our comments and wish Commissioner Holzman well in his new endeavors, but appreciate you as a colleague, and look forward to celebrating your tenure later date. Other comments from commissioners?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll get an opportunity to roast him at a future date, so I'm going to start preparing for that. But I do want to say to Representative Holzman, Senator Holzman, and Commissioner Holzman, you've had a stellar career with the state of Missouri. Your time, your contributions, your thoughtfulness has been so important and valuable to this state. And so that's my professional statement. Look forward to roasting you later. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any other commissioner comments?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. This is Commissioner Kochmeyer. Like Commissioner Coleman said, we're going to have fun with this roast. That we have there's no lack of material. I just need some time to put it all together, because this is going to be a fun roast. But we are going to miss Commissioner Holzman. So thank you, and good luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you. And I think the tentative date that may work for honoring Commissioner Holzman would be the afternoon of March 10th. So, look for
won't be there.
more details to come.
He won't be there. Is that what he said?
Any other, Commissioner Mitchell?
Well, I'll just say that, in my short time here, I don't know Commissioner Holzman well, but he was after I got appointed, he was the very first person who called me, and that call, he sort of began a little bit of a mentorship and guidance, and since that time I've always appreciated that. So I have appreciated his leadership and his friendship. So for that, I thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I think that should do it, but any other commission business coming before us? Hearing none, we are adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam
Thank you,
Chair.
Madam Chair.